What makes this bridge so good, and how can we replicate it? Welcome to BonBonB's guide to perfect bridges.
Come here now, girl.
Those of you who follow my What Map series will know that we've come across dozens and dozens of really bad bridges. The question is, what makes this unassuming little bridge actually really good? Well, first of all, the pylons. They are absolutely perpendicular, perfectly in line. They look really smart, and most bridges are perfectly aligned, are perfectly flat, enter the land level, leave the land level. Now those are all the things, and they're normally straight as well, and look at these roads, they're perfectly straight too. Not always, there are exceptions to every rule, but a lot of them are, many of them are. And here we are, once again, those pylons are perfectly aligned and they're perfectly straight. Now the reason why many bridges in Cities Skylines end up looking skew-whiff is the way that the game works out how to build the bridge. Now here we've got a river that's not exactly square. In fact, the left-hand bridge, the river is somewhat narrower and somewhat further south than the right-hand bridge. So where does the game build the bridge from? Where does it build the bridge to? And the trick is to trick the game into understanding that you want both bridges to start and end at the same point. First of all, let's find a little bit of river that is about the same width and the same kind of shape as what we were just playing with. This bit looks perfect. And now we'll drop a couple of roads straight across that river and we'll see what the game automatically does in terms of bridges. And here's the end result, and they're not aligned, and you can see the bridge closest to us has been dropped down the riverbanks, and that's just leaving the game to work out where we should build the bridges from and to. So we need to convince it otherwise. First of all, let's demolish the bits in the middle. There you are, bridges are gone. We'll extend the bridges a little bit further, give us a bit more room to work with. And we'll demolish those highways back a little bit further from the riverbanks. Next we'll go into Terraform and we'll level the ground up right up to the edge of the river. Now don't worry if it's a little bit too far, because we'll be trimming this back before we complete. Next job, extend one of the highways right the way up to the riverbank and draw a little connector road at a 90-degree angle across from it. Now join the second highway up to that connector road and demolish the excess. And we'll do the same over here as well. Draw one highway up to the edge, connector road 90 degrees, join the other highway up to that first road and demolish the excess. Now back to Terraform, and we'll trim back that river right to the edge of the end of our highways, forcing a bridge to start being built from that point. You'll also notice that both the highways are now perfectly aligned, and the bridge will start and finish from exactly the same position. So let's build that bridge. And there we are. We've now forced both bridges to be perfectly aligned with each other. We'll delete those two connector roads there. And voila! Right, so next job, we'll go back to Terraform and we'll just smooth this land out. Terraform it back to approximately the shape we had it before. Now this you can spend a lot more time on than I'm doing here. We're just doing a little bodge job. That'll do. So we're roughly back to the same shapes of riverbanks. That'll do, that's fine. Now you'll notice one of these pylons is much higher than the other, and that's because when we did the terraforming we didn't level out the bottom of the riverbed, and that's been built a little bit higher. That could have easily been resolved before we got started, but let's use the Move It mod just to lower that down. Of course, if I'd done the job properly before I started, we wouldn't need to move it now. Now I'm just going to correctly orientate these roads so they go in the right directions, and voila, the perfect bridge. Now the next job you can do, if you really want to, this isn't required of course, is to move the bridges closer together so they look like they are one structure rather than two separate structures. Using the Move It mod to move in each node to align at the centre. Then the last job, if you wish to do so, is to decorate with stones and foliage. And so finally, the perfect bridge. There's nothing more to say really, apart from please like this video if you found it of any use whatsoever, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel because I do tutorials all the time, and we've got our great What Map series where we look at some of the best maps and the worst maps on the workshop. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you very, very soon.